Hello again, this is Lloyd from Gizmos Games. Today we're going to be looking at the Speed versus Cunning Duel Deck. This is the duel deck leading into Khans of Tarkir, the new block. What's interesting about this deck, we have one of the new Khans cards immediately on the cover, Zurgo Helmsmaster, and we also have Arcanist the Omnipotent, which will not be in Khans. FYI, all you people out there. Pretty standard duel deck. I mean, two 60-card decks. There's a couple goblin tokens in it. It has, the strategy insert and reference cards and all that. There are 6 cards from Khans in here and 4 cards with new artwork. Wizards did something a little bit different with this set. There really isn't any pricey cards in this duel deck. It's more of a player's deck. We've played a couple of these, and they play really well. Both decks are actually fairly aggressive. It's unusual for a duel deck in that both decks are decks that you can actually play out of the box. So let's go ahead and open this up and show you guys what's in it. As I was saying, so far, pretty standard packaging. You have your 2 deck boxes, which these happen to have the 2 clan symbols represented in this duel deck from Khans of Tarkir. This first one is Mordu. Please forgive me if I'm saying this wrong. Which is that deck right there. There's our other one. So we have the speed deck on the left and the cunning deck on the right. So we have the Mordor clan over here, and the Timur clan over here. And again, you're pretty typical from any duel deck. Here's your insert, and that tells you, your deck list, tips for playing it, and all that fun stuff. So something of note, they've done something a little bit different here. I'll actually show you all the different sets that the cards were printed in. It's nice. Anybody looking for the older cards want to know where they came from. Here's the cunning side. Again, same thing with the printings. Get that out of the way. Your rules reference card. It's the same rules reference card from M15, which I'm sure we've all seen a couple dozen times by now, but for those of us that haven't, let's actually get what we came here for. Let's get into the decks. Go ahead and start with the speed deck. Of course, we have Zurgo Helmsmaster. Okay, this deck being red, white, black, we're going to have some combination of these cards. Go ahead and lay out the rares for you first. Our first token. So our rares here is Zurgo, of course, from the new Khan set. And we have Hell's Thunder, Krinko Mob Boss, Ogre Battle Driver, Fury the Horde, Banefire, and the Goblin token. So let's go ahead and pull out the other Goblin token. There should be another Goblin token in here. There it is. So there's our 2 tokens from this duel deck. Let's go ahead and lay these other ones out around it. There's our Frenzied Goblin, Infantry Veteran, Linen Snarecaster, Dragscape Zombie, Goblin Death Riders. So this is pretty good Goblin themed deck. Anyone out there that's played Goblins before is going to be... So another Khans card, Mardu Heartpiercer, and this one has the raid mechanic. Raid's going to be an interesting mechanic. We'll see how it plays out. And then Shock. Goblin Bombardment, Krenko's Command. No, you can't have Krenko without Krenko's Command. Act of Treason, Dauntless Onslaught, Orcus Cannon, Fiery Fall, Evolving Wilds, a nice little special land, and of course, our first appearance of Wedge lands, and just basic lands from here. So kind of lay out the cards here. Of note, go ahead and pull these rares over here. So here's 5 of the 6 rares out of the deck. 2 tokens. Here are Khans. See why I organize them like this. So we have all of our rares, our new cards from Khans, and our new arts right here. This Goblin Bombardment art's really nice. This will definitely see both my Commander deck and my Modern deck. I do play Goblins fairly regularly, so it's nice to see them get some treatment here coming to the new block. But so that's the speed deck. Let's get into the Cunning deck. A little upset that they used a card that wasn't going to be printed in Khans for the foily, but it's a good reprint. Nice to see it being reprinted. Just like I said, I wish it was in Khans, so it was standard legal. In my opinion, the Cunning deck is the more ooh-ah of the two. However, I prefer playing the speed decks. It's more my style. But we all have different play types out there. So, our next rare, Lightning Angel. Nice to see in the new card frame. So, here's our rares out of the Cunning deck. Nothing too spectacular. Lightning Angel coming out. Arconis Omnipotent. 1,000 Winds. That's our new card for Khans. Let's go through these uncommons here. Jesky Elder, Fairy Imposter, Coral Trickster, Phantom Seer, Willbender, Spark Mage Apprentice, Lone Missionary, Master Decoy, Echo Tracker, Core Hook Master, Stone Cloaker, Aquamorph Entry, Passer Patrol, Fairy Invaders, Fleeting Distinction, Stave Off, Swift Justice, Impulse, Mana Leak, Lightning Helix, Inferno Trap, Traumatic Visions, Whiplash Trap, Arrow Valley, Repel, Traumatic Expanse, and our lands. Let's set those over there. So, where is you? Oh, there's another Khans card in here. There it is. So, there's our new cards from Khans. And our reprint. I'll go ahead and slide these over like this. Just a little bit more centered out there for you. So, out of the Cunning deck, we have our rares up here across the top. Arconis Omnipotent, Lightning Angel, Sphinx of... I'm not going to say this wrong. Untham, Hold the Line, and Steam Augury. And then our new cards from Khans. 1,000 Winds, Mystic Monastery, and Jesky Elder. Again, another wedge lands. Wedge lands are going to be interesting. I kind of like this mechanic a little bit better than the guild gates. At least we're not going to see any more Mazes Index and our other reprint repeal. So here's our new alternate arts here, our new cons cards, and our rares. So there we have the new duel deck. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please feel free. We will get back to you. And as always, look out for more.